How does a simple Etsy shop selling simple print-on-demand products bring in over $8 million in sales? In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain to show you guys exactly how they did it and how you can implement the same strategies. So first off, you're probably wondering why you should even listen to me. Well, I am a multi-six-figure seller that has done over 500K in revenue in my first year and a half on Etsy selling print on demand. I've now decided to dedicate my time to teach you guys the strategies that I use to grow my own shop so that you can get the same results or better in the fastest time frame possible. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start analyzing this shop. All right, so here is the shop I was talking about. So as you can see, it's a shop called Decorated Bliss. It looks to be a shop that sells mostly sweatshirts. So if we look here, we scroll through their listings here. They have mostly sweatshirts. They have a 4.8 average, review average, with almost 47,000 reviews. They have almost 300,000 sales and have been 10 years on Etsy. So that just goes to show, guys, that this can be a long-term thing. It's not just a part-time income sort of gig. You can actually make this a full-time thing. And as you can see here, people are on the platform long-term and doing good long-term. So let's go ahead and analyze the shop here first. So as we can see, when I click the Analyze button using Everbee, if you guys don't know, Everbee is a tool that can be used to analyze different shops, as well as find keywords, your tags, and a bunch of other cool functions. Everbee is a great tool that I use myself. If you want to check it out, I'll have a link down below in the description. So as you can see, looks like their best sellers at least are mostly sweatshirts. And you can see the revenue is quite high for this one here, 34,000. Then it goes to 3,000, 2,700, 2,000. And if we go to shop overview here, we can see that they've done almost $9 million in revenue in the last 10 years, which is absolutely insane. This shop is crushing it. As you can see here, they have 6,637 monthly sales and a monthly revenue of 192,123. Now, keep in mind, this is not profit, this is revenue. So what can you expect to make profit-wise as a print-on-demand seller? Usually I say a good profit margin and a realistic one is between 15 and 20% on Etsy. Now, some people do higher than that, some people do lower than that. It all depends on what products you sell and how much you spend on ads, essentially. So we can assume pretty safely that this shop's at least done 15% in profit. So if we were to go and just calculate this, let's see. Let's just do 9 million. 9 million times 0.15. You're looking at 1.35 million in profit. So this person has literally made over $1 million, close to $1.5 million on Etsy. So let that sink in. This is very, very powerful, and this is money made online. We can fulfill this using the strategy called print on demand. If you guys don't know what print on demand is, essentially it's when you use a supplier and you apply your own design to the product that supplier has. That supplier then syncs to Etsy. So every time you get an order on Etsy, it syncs directly over to your supplier, and your supplier will then fulfill the order and ship it to your end customer. So you never touch the goods. It all goes through your supplier. So that's the genius behind this. And I'll go through how to actually use a supplier in a bit here. But first, let's go ahead and analyze the shop. So let's see, back to school, they have a banner. It's nothing fancy. I've seen better banners, but it looks like, okay, they're selling sweaters and back to school. Is everything in the shop back to school? I don't know. Let's look through it. So let's see here. Mrs. Bialik. Okay, and then it says here it's an engagement gift. So this is kind of misleading. Maybe it's because they're having some sort of sale right now for back to school, because back to school is now in August and September. So maybe that's why. But usually I'd say your banner should basically tell exactly what your shop's about to your customer, because that is literally the first thing you see. And they have a logo here. This logo is a little bit, it's not very legible. It's very simple, but it's not very legible. And I'm just critiquing these things. I'm also going to say the things that are good here. So they have their shop sections all on sale. They have Ring Bear, Flower Girl, kids tumblers, acrylic clutches, Valentine's Day tumblers, jogger sets, bride gifts, duffels, fanny packs, bridesmaid gifts, mom gifts, holiday gifts. So this is a general store, I would say. There's not like one certain niche it's targeting. But that's not a bad thing at all. It looks like their mock-ups are quite nice. They fit the whole vibe, kind of that light pastel type of vibe, which is very, very nice. If we look through their reviews, they have good reviews, it looks like. Good pictures. Nice. 5-star reviews. Good. They have a shop announcement. Welcome to Decorated Bliss. If you're not seeing what you're looking for, we're happy to work with you to create something you will love. Be sure to favorite our shop. Thanks again for supporting our small business. Cool. And do they have an About Me section? They do. As you can see here, they have some photos. Another thing I always talk about is fill out all the sections on your Etsy store. Cool, they're using a real family, it looks like. Now, I don't know if this is the actual owners of the shop, but you can see it's a family photo. This is what people like. They want to know that they are dealing with real people, not some sort of AI generated bogus. So they have pictures, tumblers, clutches. Cool. We've been curating personalized gifts for bridesmaids, birthdays, holidays, and more since 2014. Okay, so it's telling what they do, which is good. Husband and wife team, mom and dad, 3 boys, 1 baby girl. This kind of thing people love. They eat it up. They love small businesses, families. So yeah, this is very, very well done. They also have exclusive discounts and tags on Instagram. So they have social media, which is always a good thing to see. They also have shop members here filled out with a little bit of a story as well. So very, very nicely done. They have filled out everything nicely. So that's exactly what you want to see. Shop policies, see here, shipping, payment options, returns and exchanges, cancellations not accepted. Cool. Yeah. So very nicely done. So let's go ahead and click into a listing and see exactly what the listings are like. Okay, so I just clicked on this random one here. Custom varsity crew neck sweatshirt, personalized embossed sweater, graduation gift, custom team sweatshirts, group party event sweaters. So I would say their title here is very good. They're combining long tail keywords and they're using commas to separate things so that it makes sense. They're not just keyword stuffing, they're actually thinking this through. And if we look at their mock-ups, the first one here, very nice. Although this is not allowed on Etsy technically, you're not allowed to put custom on your first mock-up. You actually have to show a customized product. So you'd have to write a name or whatever on it. So this is actually not allowed, but as you can see, Etsy's not really cracking down on it. They're still, I guess, leaving it up there. But just keep that in mind. You don't want to post any photos that just say custom as your first photo in the listing. They have a apparel color, sweatshirt. They have a size chart. They have some more, puff colors and examples of custom work. That's nice. I like that. But as you can see here, there's no video. And they also haven't used all the 10 slots for the photos. So that is something they could do better. However, that being said, if we analyze their listing here, they have 487 sales in the past 15 months, but it looks like there's not really any sales recently. I don't know why that is. Maybe Etsy's kind of shadow banning this because of that mock-up. I'm not sure. But okay, we see here sweatshirt color and size. So they have multiple options. They have different sizes, different colors. That's good. They also have the puff colors, and you can see they have a price here that shows a plus sign, which means that there's multiple variations for the pricing. That means that some prices will be cheaper, other ones will be more expensive, and that's exactly what you want because you want to cater to all the markets, right? But it basically stays around that 25 to 27 type, or 23 to 27. And then let's see here, what else? They have their customization here. That's good, telling the customer exactly what they want to do. Let's read the reviews. Looking good, 5-star reviews. Cool. Let's check out just one more listing here, just to see if there's some sort of theme here. Now let's check this one out, Miss Baker. 38 people bought this in the last 24 hours. So this is pretty crazy. So this probably has to do with what they're saying about that back to school type thing. So personalized future Mrs. Sweatshirt, engagement gift, said yes sweater, bridal shower gift, bride to be custom. Oh no, it's not even targeting teachers, but I'm assuming teachers could buy this as well, right? So let's see. They have how to order. So this is a better example of how you do mock-ups properly, right? The only thing they don't have is a video. And are they taking up all the slots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so they're taking up all the 10 spots, which is good. But a video would really help the conversion rate. I can guarantee that, because then people are seeing the actual product, and that's exactly what they love. Here as well, you have variations, right? So multiple prices. They're also running a sale, 30% off. I'm assuming this is probably a flash sale because it says sale ends in 11 hours and 12 minutes, which is very good. This really increases the urgency so that people feel like they're missing out on a deal. They add it to the cart and purchase. This also will increase your conversion rate. Cool. So how do we actually replicate this, right? How do we actually sell sweatshirts just like this person? Well, we can use a supplier called Printify, which is, you can start for free using Printify. And the cool thing about Printify is that it's not just clothing they have, it's literally everything. They have like decor, they have candles, they have mugs, they have basically anything you can think of. So Printify is basically the supplier we can use. And what they do is they basically have blank products that we can put our design on. And like I said, they sync to our Etsy store and fulfill the orders for us, so we don't have to touch it. So if we go ahead and look at sweatshirts here, we can see lightweight crew neck sweatshirt, heavy blend crew neck sweatshirt. Let's take a look at this one. This is the best seller. You can have embroidery. You can also have DTG, which is basically dyed, I believe. So it's not that puffy thing, but embroidery, I'm not sure exactly. I haven't really sold sweatshirts myself, although they are very popular on Etsy. But basically, you can sell embroidered or not, you choose. But then you'd go ahead and choose a design or a fulfiller here. Printify has basically access to a bunch of different suppliers. So Printify is kind of like a hub for suppliers. And as you can see, you can choose a bunch of suppliers here. And basically the way you choose is you look at the location as well as the reviews, right? And Monster Digital, I can tell you right now, it's a very good supplier. So let's go ahead and choose Monster Digital. We would click on Start Designing. Right, and here we go. So here it is. And we can also download a template here to basically know exactly how large the design should be. So we can download this, and we are actually going to go into Canva, which is a design tool if you don't know, and actually make a design. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so here I am in Canva, and I've basically made the same design file size as what Printify says here. It says 4500 by 5100 pixels. So that's exactly what I put into Canva, and here it is. So how can we actually start making a design, right? So Canva, well, I'm not going to walk through like a whole Canva tutorial now, but Canva is great because basically you can just put in a text box. So if we're trying to kind of mimic that Mrs. Smith or whatever, right? We add a text box, we write the text we want, right? We place it, and then we can actually choose the font we want as well, right? We can do anything basically. We can also upload our own fonts that we find on platforms like websites called Creative Fabrica, right? You can download fonts from there, upload it to Canva if they don't have a font that you like, and basically do it like that, right? So we can do Mrs. Smith. We can even put in kind of a effect on it. So let's just say we want kind of a curve. We would go then to effects, and then we would go curve, and we can adjust the curve, right? Mrs. Smith, and we can do, maybe we want to do, let's copy this. So duplicate, then we go EST 2025 or something like that, right? So this would be a customized product that the purchaser or the buyer would be able to write their name and also write a date, right? Now, you would just want to play with exactly how you want to do this, but you guys get the idea, right? So you can choose different colors, you can choose different fonts, whatever placement, whatever it is. So let's just say I'm happy with that, right? This is, by the way, this is not a good design. I'm just trying to kind of throwing something together here. Something like this. Okay, let's see how it looks on the actual sweatshirt. So we can go download this file as a PNG with a transparent background, download. Then we head back over to Printify and upload it here. So there it is on the sweatshirt. We can also adjust it here if we want. We can make it larger or smaller, depending on what we want. We can also move it a little bit if we want. Just make this smaller. Center it. Then we can click the preview button, and voila, there we have a sweatshirt with a design on it. Now, obviously, as I said, this is not the best design. It's just super quick. Let's just say I want to move this all the way to the top because I think that looks better. Preview it again. Boom. That actually doesn't look that bad, right? It doesn't have to be some sort of extravagant design to actually sell well on Etsy. So if we look actually at what this is here, okay, they're combining different fonts, which you can absolutely do, right? It's just all comes down to your imagination, finding what sells well on Etsy, and implementing steps to actually get your SEO, your tags, your title, all that stuff targeted to a certain niche or target customer, and optimizing everything. If you're somebody that is curious about Etsy, haven't started your Etsy shop, or maybe you have an Etsy shop and need help scaling or need tips or tricks, I'll have a video linked down below in the description showing basically the strategies that I've used to make $227,000 in my first year on Etsy and how I can potentially help you do the same. So it's just a video. Go ahead and click that below if you're interested. And at the end of the video, you'll also have the opportunity to book a call with me, a free call where we can basically dive in and see if you're a good fit. So go ahead and check that out in the description. So heading back to this here. So, okay, let's just say we're happy with that design and we've uploaded it. And now we can actually download these mockups, right? We can download the mockups and actually use them in our Etsy listings if we want to. Now, I wouldn't recommend this because they're very generic mockups. So I would recommend probably purchasing mockups on Etsy itself and placing our designs on those. But we're not going to walk through everything in this video. So let's just say I'm happy with it. I would download the mockup and then I would head back to my Etsy shop. Where are we here? Head back to my Etsy shop and basically upload the listing and start selling, hopefully, right? If we optimize everything, then yes, we will sell. Again, if you need help with your Etsy store, click the video below in the description. So that basically sums things up here, guys. I hope that makes sense. We found a shop that's made literally $9 million on Etsy in the past 10 years. I myself have done 500K in my first year and a half, which is pretty crazy. And I'm only just getting started. I am expecting to do probably 600K just this year alone. So, and that's the goal, and I think it's achievable. So I'm doing this full time. I'm going all in on this. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. You would upload your design to Printify. You would save the product. You would then manually make a listing on Etsy and start selling, right? And when the sales come in, they automatically get fulfilled by Printify. So that's the whole gist of this. So with that being said, if you guys got some value or some inspiration from this video, click that like button. It really does help with the engagement on this channel. I'm a new channel. This really does help push things out to the algorithms and help rank me so that more people can watch. And with that being said, I will see you guys all in the next one.